entire thing to start full circle, remains intact, which is why you have so many bullish calls on this company. Nvidia I say that because they can be seen as a competitor with their own chips. Then you have CEO speaking at CES as well as UBS, and we should get some Blackwell comments.
All right, we're live.
At those events.
You educated me about
We are live. Just watching CNBC talk about Nvidia. We're gonna go over Celsius and kind of what's going on in the market. So let's jump into that. Got a couple requests to get back on the lives, so we'll be on here for now. Hope everybody's doing well. So yeah, we're gonna go over Celsius stock. The stock's starting to recover. Great opportunity for a trade. Also, what's going on in the economy, right? Macroeconomics. And there's a lot of opportunity out there. Also, crypto. What's going on with crypto? We have a lot of new stuff with crypto. If anybody's on the messages, go ahead and let me know if that volume's actually working correctly. I'm not sure if it is, but we'll get started. We have a live on TikTok also. I'm trying to figure out if I want to do it or not, just because it's tough for to show the technicals, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it. Yeah, we haven't been live for a minute, but we're gonna do this now. I just got some CNBC up, see if anybody drops in there. Nvidia emerging challenges, Blackwell, whatever. We'll see what happens. Okay, so they made. We'll see how that plays out. Okay. Yeah, let's go ahead and jump to the charts. And I'm going to start up the TikTok live also. We're going to go live TikTok. Make sure we have everything on there. It's been a minute since we've been live. Probably got everybody on now. Let me let this play for a second.
you have some reactions to what she said about what the next challenge may be for this very, very successful.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and switch to the charts. There we go. And we'll take a live look at the market too. We'll see what we got going on. What's up, TikTok? We'll switch over to the charts. It's been a minute. All right, there we go. That's a pretty good view. All right, so we're going to do some technicals on the stock market, also macroeconomics, what's going on. How you doing, Ronnie? What up, Sebastian? All right, let me switch this over. 98K, yeah, Bitcoin's about to hit 100K, so we'll check that out also. Let's make sure we can see. Can see a little bit there. Okay. Yeah, we should be good. It's always hard doing two cameras. All right, so yeah, Celsius stock is kind of what we're looking at, at least for the thumbnail to drag everybody in. And I think this is starting to bottom here. I want to do some technical analysis. And just so you know, looking at the market first, this is like my my quad screen so I can see everything. There you go. And we're going to pull S&P really quick just so we kind of know what is the overall market doing right now. Right? So what do we got going on in the overall market right now? And then we'll go ahead and jump over to the opportunity. So currently, let's go to the daily chart. Always start. Actually, let's start with the monthly chart. We'll start with the big time frame first. Okay. I mean, that's really big, right? Stocks only go up. That's the truth. You can see the S&P is now really starting to break out. Okay. I know it's been a strong bull market, but we have a lot of room to go. We still got a long way to go. And we're going to talk about why we still have a long way to go. Santa Claus rally, just like last year. We saw last year the Santa Claus rally. I think we're going to see that again. Now, just as a line of support, I think it was during the Trump administration. I'm sorry, the Trump administration. During the election, we had that big burst, right? Right after the election, big burst to the upside. Let me exit this. It's taking up too much data. And we had that big burst to the upside. Then we had a comeback. We retraced and we held the previous support, at least on the weekly chart. We'll look at the momentum. We'll look at all that on the daily chart, but we held the support. And let's go to the daily. Okay, now we're starting to move off that support. So that's pretty clear. And this isn't even my, let's go to this one. Looking at SPY, overall market. Okay. So we are trending higher. I think I have some trends on here. This is sort of what we look like. This is what we look like. I know it's hard to see on TikTok. If you're on TikTok, jump over to the YouTube stream so you can see the entire chart, because this is a vertical screen and it's hard to see, right? So yeah, over there on YouTube, you guys can see this pretty clearly. We're in an uptrend, a very strong uptrend, and I wasn't sure if we're going to retest the bottom of that trend, which would be filling the gap where we gapped up from the election. Okay, here's the gap. It was what, 576 from the election. I thought we might come down, fill that gap. We did not. We've shown a lot of strength coming down on the time frames. Let's go down to the let's go to the 30 minutes so we can see the pre-market hours, right? And you see we fit right into that trend pretty nicely, just trending higher, right? It's better on YouTube if you go to YouTube. And we've been, now let's zoom in a little closer. We've been supporting this previous level that what was this? I don't know what day this was. Friday, I guess last Friday. We sold off hard last Friday. We have a lot of support here, right? One, two. I guess it's not auto. I'll just draw it next time. A lot of support at these levels, around 585, 580, 585. A lot of support. This morning, we had that sharp pullback, just moving higher. So I think we're trending right back up to the top of the trend. We might even break out, go to 610. This has been the strongest bull market that that a lot of people have seen for a while. Okay. So a lot of opportunities there, obviously. And if we jump to the macro, right, we're going to go over the macro a little later. I want to jump into Celsius before that. But if you look at the VIX, okay, this is key right here for the risk that you hear all the time. Oh, big market risk, we're going to fall apart. But if you jump to the VIX, okay, as long as when you get to these lower levels on the VIX, some of you guys that are new, and we did finish one of the courses, beginner course. It's a beginner macro course for some of you guys that are new. So at the bottom of the VIX, right, this is kind of where you want to be careful for a sharp pullback, because the VIX is a lot like a rubber band. It just jumps back. But, you know, it's not, you know, you just got to be careful down there if you're trading. But for the most part, as long as we're below this $20 level, the 20 is going to be right here, the 20 level, you're in a bull market, right? We don't need to worry about any bigger risks until we get above 20. Once we get above 20 on the VIX, then you can start thinking about, all right, should I, you know, depending if you're trading, investing, whatever it is, you can ask yourself that question. But as long as we're below 20 on the VIX, you're good. Now let's jump over to Celsius. That was the main idea here initially. Okay, CELH. We've been trying to trade this for a minute. We've been trying to find the bottom, and I think we finally have the bottom here on Celsius. So that's what we're going to go over. If you are on TikTok, jump over to the YouTube live if you want to see the entire screen. It's a little easier. And this is, yeah, it kind of sucks doing TikTok. The screen's not as great. All right, so let's talk about Celsius here. First and foremost, jumping over to, we're on the daily chart. Look at this support that we have, right? We're finding support, at least on Celsius. We're finding support from October 2022, and this was around what, $26, right? So 2 times we touched 26. Now I try to get long like a little early. Didn't work out. We jumped higher, kind of, you know, made a little bit. I got long again, and then we sold off. So we're at that level, and I think we're starting to bottom here. And we're going to look at 2 momentum indicators. This is how I usually gauge my trades. Let's get rid of some of this stuff. Okay, we're on the monthly chart. Okay, so that's our support right there. Actually, let's go to the weekly. It'll be a little easier. And this is pretty much it. We're probably bottom. The RSI is our momentum index, our momentum indicator. One of them, we're going to use 2. We're going to use the MACD2. RSI is exhausted, right? The sellers are completely exhausted. The sellers are exhausted, and they've been down here for a minute, cooling off. Not much selling pressure anymore. Right at support. Oh, you guys can't see. No wonder on TikTok you guys can't see. So check it out. At support, this is October. 2 times we bounced here in 2022 and 2023. Big 50% retracement. Is this 50? No, we came back like 70%. So we came down like 70%, bounced at that 26 level, right? At least on the weekly chart. RSI is trying to turn up. The exhaustion is done. We're trying to turn up. Now let's turn on our MACD. Okay, let's turn on the MACD so we can see more momentum. We want to see multiple variables. And you see the MACD indicator, which you can look up what it is. I use it as momentum. Well, now you're starting to get the cross. The MACD is the blue, and it's trying to cross the signal line, which is the orange. So I think we're going to get that pressure. Also, as we just looked, we have the overall market finally done. Look, the market is done being exhausted. And my thoughts on the overall market, the reason why this has some legs, not only technically are we turning up, right? Technically, we have momentum for Celsius. Now, Celsius might not go all the way to all-time highs, but there will be a bounce. This thing is going to bounce viciously, a lot like Elf did. And if you're on the Twitter, you'll see a lot of the names that I call out. I don't do it on TikTok because TikTok is too hard. It takes too long. Just go on the Twitter if you want to see my information at least, right? You don't have to, but that's why I post most of the charts. It's easy. It's quick. So anyways, so we got that bounce. You got the momentum on the MACD. Okay. MACD momentum, RSI momentum. You've sold off 80, like 70%. Let's see. 72%. Okay. 72%. So we should be bouncing here. We're probably going to go test 34. I'm thinking 34. And then we'll see if we can rip higher. I don't know. We'll see if we can rip higher. We got to break a couple trends to rip higher, but I'm not even worried about the trends right now. I'm a little more concerned with just seeing this momentum start to tick up. Now, if we go to the daily chart, it's going to look a little different on the daily, right? We can see more details. Let's take that MACD off. I don't care about the MACD at this point, but you do see the RSI is bouncing at least at that 26 level. Now, check this out. You also have a nice, I mean, you can call this engulfing. People get all technical. It doesn't matter. It's a bullish pattern, right? You have a big red candle. These are daily candles. You have a little consolidation, and then you have this big engulfing reversal pattern. 3 candles, it's a reversal. Okay, then you got the wicks. You got the wicks right here. Boom, buyers stepping in. As soon as it sells off, buyers step in. We're going higher, and we're breaking the trend. So Celsius, I think, is a great opportunity for, a quick upside. I'm not saying I want to invest deep into Celsius. I rather own crypto. You see Bitcoin at 99K, which we will talk about. I'll go over some of your guys' comments if you want. Also, we'll talk about the economy. If you have questions about macro, that's usually what we talk about on here, but I want to go through some of these comments, see what we got. Appreciate the follows. Thank you. Drake, what the heck is Drake? Okay, anyways, yeah, let's go through some of this. All right, so another opportunity here, right? We're using RSI. We're using the MACD to look for momentum on very exhausted stocks to the downside. If they're very exhausted, they're going to bounce. But the key here is they're bouncing in a bull market. And we have the S&P 500 showing bullishness. Should we go to the 5-minute chart, 10-minute chart? Yeah. So these opportunities are blowing up because the overall market has found a bottom. Okay. We found a bottom. We're at this line. What is it? What line is this? It's so hard to see on TikTok. You guys really got to move to YouTube if you want to see it, or else you could just listen. So we got, I can't see now. My camera's in the way. 585. Okay. 585 is where the S&P first found a little bit of support. I sold puts underneath this. And then I got out on this third day because it kind of sank. And I was like, I don't want to risk it. These are like 1-day puts. This is not a lesson on selling puts, but we've got a second support. We're just doing TA, technical analysis. Second support there. Third support, same line, right? So now we're moving higher. We gap up after Nvidia earnings. And really the thesis here, which I want you guys to stick in your mind, the thesis here is the overall market is the anxiety is gone, right? The market had a lot of anxiety about earnings season. Earnings season is pretty good. It's solid. Nvidia crushed earnings. Well, they didn't really crush it because their projections are so high, expectations are so big, but earnings are fine. There's no issues. There's no red flags in earnings. We're turning up. So the market's anxiety is gone, right? For the most part. There are some risks though going forward that the market's going to start trying to price in. At least the S&P 500, and we still got to get past this downtrend. I guess we're past it today, but yeah, we're turning up. We're definitely turning back up. And those 3 risks, I'm going to tell you guys right now, those 3 risks are macroeconomic risks. The market is not worried about earnings, right? It's not really worried about a recession yet. And we will find out the first Friday in December whether the labor market is falling apart. The employment numbers come out the first Friday of every single month. And we're going to go over the macro also, but you can see the overall market is trending up. So those three concerns, number one, I think they all have to do with the Trump policies, right? They all have to do with Trump policies, and this is not a political stream at all. I hope everything works out. Okay. But let's talk about this. Number one, he's going to stimulate the hell out of the market for one, tax cuts, whatever it is. He's going to stimulate the market. The market's excited about that. That's why we got that big jump initially. Let's go back to this chart. It's a little easier to see. That's why we got that big jump initially, is because, right, this big gap up, because the election was over. Anxiety's gone. We got a winner at least. Okay, we know who the winner is. Now we know Trump's going to stimulate. But number two is going to be trade policy. You guys already know that. You've heard it. It's all over the internet, trade policy. I made a video about it, about how tariffs would be positive to the upside or how tariffs would hurt. We talked about that. So trade policy is going to be the concern, is we don't want a trade war, number one. Number two, immigration policy. If you get rid of too much labor force, you're going to lower the growth potential of the economy. You don't want to get rid of too many. You want to get rid of the criminals, but you don't want to get rid of everybody. Okay. And I'm pro-Trump, but guess what? You can't do that. You got to live in reality. That is your labor force. You don't have robots working. You do need a labor force. Number three is the energy policy. What is he going to do with energy? So anyways, I think the market's concerns are going to go ahead and start flipping over to the macro again, because earnings are fine. AI is going strong. Everything looks pretty good. What is a good coin to buy? Webull app, or I like to use Robinhood, but I wouldn't do Webull. I don't really like Webull. A lot of people use Webull. It's irrelevant. What's a good coin to buy? We'll talk about that. Number two stock that I wanted to talk about, because we're heading into the Santa Claus rally. That's what this is. This is a Santa Claus rally, is ELF. Okay. ELF has been bottoming out here also. Okay, we'll look at, do we got to use the MACD on ELF? Kinda, I guess so. But ELF is also starting to bottom out. Technically, go ahead and jump over to YouTube. It is a lot easier. Okay. You see that RSI got over exhausted to the downside, started to bounce. There was a negative, who was it? Muddy Water. Somebody tried to come out with a report saying basically that ELF is, their imports are shrinking. So their imported goods to create their product from China are shrinking, but their inventories are going up, right? So your inventories, if your imports are shrinking, your inventory shouldn't be going up. That means your sales should be tanking if your inventory goes up, because if you have more inventory, that means less people are buying it. But, in ELF's situation, they said, oh, we're just doing things a little differently. Anyways, big sell-off, came right back up, capitulated. So ELF is looking solid also. I like this play. It's starting to bottom out here, and we'll go over the crypto plays. We'll show the Bitcoin, all that. I know Bitcoin's going 100K. We'll talk about the retracement, XYZ, whatever. It looks like a lot of people don't care about how the economy is going. It is a lot of talk, but I'll tell you what, the economy is solid. It's all about interest rates at this point, where the Fed is cutting rates and the bond market is tightening. But the bond market might loosen up at this point. The interest rate market, there's a free market for interest rates, and there's a controlled interest rate by the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve is easing rates, but they're a little nervous because now the market is like, okay, well, are you going to keep easing rates or are you going to tighten? And we'll go into more detail about that towards the end of the stream. But for now, I just want to show a couple. So I like ELF, right? A lot of support here at this line. What are we at? 120, like 120, 115. I think we had earnings. Oops, not do that. We had earnings back here. Right. I think we jumped. Yeah, we had earnings right here. This was earnings right here. 1, 2. So we had earnings and then we came back, held support from earnings. Really looks good. I like this. I like ELF. And these are the reason I say Santa Claus rally, because what happens? Are women going to stop wearing makeup? I don't think so. ELF has one of the best brands, right? It's all over Target. I know Target got crushed on earnings. I was a long Target, got crushed on that one. But I have time. I'm trading options and I'm all the way out till end of December. I just need a recovery. So ELF, point is, ELF Beauty, if consumers are going to be spending more, you're getting tax cuts later, the market's going to look forward. It's not a mechanism that looks today, it looks forward. And I think that forward looking, we're going to see more sales for ELF start to reaccelerate. So I like the stock. Especially at these depressed levels. Okay. Like how far it has a lot of room to move higher. We don't know exactly when that's going to happen, but we have a lot of A lot of room to move higher for ELF. Now let's move over to the weekly so you can actually see how this RSI is showing a reacceleration or a rebound. This is the rebound. We cooled off. We're starting to pick back up. This is our momentum. Now let's check that MACD. Let me slow it down here. Let's check that MACD. Look at the MACD. Beautiful. The blue line is head. Now this can get rejected, but the blue line is starting to turn up. So you have a lot of potential for momentum pickup. Okay. That's why I like ELF too. I like Lululemon. These are all consumer discretionary stocks also. Lulu. These are all consumer discretionary, meaning, you know, it's people who are going to spend money. Not necessarily like, oh, I need to buy toilet paper. It's like, okay, we're going to buy extra. And it's holiday season. Of course, we're going to buy Lululemon pants and makeup for the pictures, whatever it is. Okay. So Lulu also is in this big trend. And these are, you know, a lot of these are in big, gigantic ranges coming from the downside, showing support, right? From that long-term trend, showing a lot of support. I don't tell people what stocks you should buy right now. That's kind of a silly game. If you're interested in learning more, message me. That wakeboard kid, just message me and we'll see if we can get you into the Discord to have a discussion, because telling people what to buy is kind of degenerate. I would never say that. I would say, I'll tell you what I like. I'll tell you what I like. And I'm talking trades right now. This is not investments. We're talking trades. Investment wise, I mean, that's a whole nother conversation. Start with the S&P 500, right? If you have more information, if you learn more, I like crypto. I don't think nothing returns the way crypto returns, right? You're not going to get returns like you do on crypto. I mean, talking about crypto, let's look at Bitcoin. Where is Bitcoin at when we use these momentum indicators? Let's jump over to Bitcoin. I like Tesla too. Look at Tesla in this range really quick. Okay. Look at, oh, that's too close up. Yeah. All right. That's too far back. Let's look at the 1-day chart. Okay. Tesla's in a really tight range right now. We're going to have to go 30-minute. This is probably a little more advanced, but I do like Tesla as an investment. If we talk about investments, not financial advice, but this is one that I would like. I like Palantir also. You guys know when we used to stream, we were talking about Palantir at $8, $10, $12, $14. Now it's off to the races, right? Palantir needs to pull back into like 50, but I think I like Tesla right now. I think Tesla's great. And Tesla can rip lower all the way back to like 300. It's definitely possible. You're not going to time the market perfect, but look at this nice consolidation between what, 360, let's call it 350 and like 330. I think it's like 350, 330. We might even gap up tomorrow. Okay, we might even gap up tomorrow. It's really hard to see on TikTok. But I do like Tesla. And obviously, if you look at my profile, you can see that I've been bullish on Tesla forever. Tesla, Bitcoin, Palantir, Chainlink is my number one stock. Okay, I see a comment on YouTube. Sorry, I missed that. What up, Draveen? Draveen says Donald Trump's crypto advisory council expected to set up strategic Bitcoin reserve. Yep. Confirm without the last 10 minutes. So Bitcoin's probably moving. So yeah, I do like Tesla. But I think you should educate yourself more. If you have to ask people, and this is not to be rude, but if you got to ask people what to buy, ask them what they think. Ask them what they think about the market. I wouldn't say tell them what to buy, because it's a really tricky business. There's a lot of fraud out here in financial. There's a lot of bullcrap information also. All right, so let's take a look at Bitcoin here. Let's go to the daily. We're almost at 100K. Okay, we're almost at 100K. I made a video the other day. I said, hey, we'll hit 100K. I said Bitcoin is on its path to 100K, and I'll show you the signal, 100K before the end of the year. Now, this is actually coming in a lot quicker than I thought. I thought we'd go 85, retrace back, but we're already headed for 100. We'll probably hit 100 before the end of the day. Monster rally, right, for Bitcoin. It's going to rip lower. It's going to rip back down. Just so you guys know, Bitcoin will rip lower. That's what it does. I've been in the crypto market since 2019, and it is vicious. It is absolutely vicious. Nothing moves like crypto. And Bitcoin is the slowest mover, by the way. The altcoins haven't even caught a bid. So we'll go ahead and jump into Bitcoin. The altcoins have not even caught a bid. So when I use my technical analysis skills that I learned from a book, no, I'm just playing. You look at the 50% 50 cent retracement, 50% retracement. And I think it's going to be around 80K, somewhere between 80,000. I'm using Fibonacci's, and no, I'm creating education on technical analysis right now for for beginners, and then more advanced later. So if I go down to the lowest previous wick, which was about 45K, this was the bottom. When was this? Back in August, right? That was our last low, and it was kind of a capitulation. So I don't know if you want to count it. That gives us a 50% retracement at 80K. And then the next one, I want to just go from the breakout, which was like the previous all-time high, and that puts us at 85. So I think we're coming back. Just you guys that missed out already, and I'm not saying go chase this. It's just contextual information for context. It is not. Wait, let me turn the screen up. Oh, there we go. I can see that a lot better. It is not for you to go buy Bitcoin. Okay. I'm not advising go buy Bitcoin. You should have bought it a long time ago. If you're trading it, I don't know. If you're looking 10 years out, oh, easy. If you're looking 5 or 10 years out, this is an easy buy. Okay. If you're looking at the next month, you're in trouble because this thing can rip you in half. So be careful. So I think we're coming to 80, 85. Put that in the back of your minds. We're going to 100. We might even rip to 110, 115. It is nasty. And then come back to probably 80, 85. So Bitcoin is very bullish. This is the most bullish time for crypto by far. I think, I don't know, but I think we're looking at, oh, okay. Sorry, Michael. I didn't even see your comment. What's a good coin to buy in Webull app? Look, the only coins that I would even say are that I know about that I'm, educated on, that I've been investing in for a while: Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Chainlink. Solana's hot. Okay. XRP, I think it's trash. I'm glad it ripped higher and made people money, but XRP, I don't think they have a good use case. I don't think they know they have a really good problem to solve. Crypto, you have to figure out what is the problem this crypto is solving. You can't just buy anything. You can get lucky, but a lot of it is casino, a lot of it is trash, and it's going to zero. And if you're new, you're not familiar with the tokens that went to zero and that never existed again, right? You're not familiar with that. So I like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Chainlink. I like the graph. I like Aave. I like we'll take a look at these. Let me go to the crypto playlist. Crypto. Okay. And FYI, Bitcoin dominance when the altcoin, so I'm all jumping all over the place, but Bitcoin dominance is up strong. When the altcoins are going to start moving, when this Bitcoin dominance actually loosens up and starts to fall. And it usually, we got to go back to the monthly chart. Let's go to the monthly chart. Okay. Because it's easier to see. Let's pull it up. So the last cycle, in the last bull cycle, Bitcoin rips higher, right? Bitcoin dominance. It's all the capital is flowing into Bitcoin first. And then it was August of 19 when it kind of started to peak. But this was before the pandemic. So it's kind of skewed. After the pandemic, okay, is when everything started to boom again, and Bitcoin's dominance peaked in December, January, which if we correlate that today, and what that peak is when it rolls over, that's when the altcoins go absolutely bananas, right? They go crazy. They're going to soar. So I like Chainlink. I like Ethereum. I like Aave. I like Solana is probably going to be a monster. I miss Solana. I'll be honest. I miss Solana, but I'm pretty much all in on Chainlink because of the fundamentals, right? I like Chainlink the most. So anyways, if we just, and nothing's going to repeat. We don't know what's going to happen, but when that Bitcoin dominance peaks and rolls over, altcoins go stupid. Bitcoin triples, quadruples, right? Altcoins do 10x. Not all of them. Some of them do like a 5x, but they go crazy, and they've already started to go crazy. Okay. So Ethereum, let's look at Ethereum. Technical analysis. TA on Ethereum. Let's go to the weekly first. All right, and here is the momentum. Let's hide some of this stuff. Big wedge pattern, okay? And this is a long-term wedge. This is the most powerful pattern in the market. When the price starts to wedge, now it would have been nicer if it came back to the top of this wedge, but Ethereum will catch up to Bitcoin. It's going to be nasty. You can see the RSI momentum starting to turn up. It's bottoming. The momentum is turning up. And finally, we have the, I'm trying to pull this down a little bit. We have the The MACD also turning up. So Ethereum will catch up. All right. Ethereum's going to catch up. Just got to be patient. You just got to be patient. Now, my signal for Bitcoin, just FYI, this stuff does work, is Bitcoin on the monthly chart moving into the overheating or the exhaustion zone. Now, usually stocks get exhausted when they come into this zone above the red. And it really depends, because you can stay exhausted for a long time because markets usually go up, right? You're investing. Versus down, they don't stay down very long unless it's complete trash. But if you're in an uptrend, and Bitcoin is in an uptrend, right? I mean, it just goes up. It makes higher highs and higher lows. Once you get in this zone, that's it, right? The last cycle exploded, never came back. This cycle exploded, never came back. And I made a video about this, right? Did the TA on the video. So once we get into this zone, which we are now, it's gone. That's it. That's it, buddy. It's gone. It's probably not going to peak till we see some bearish divergence. I don't know when that's going to happen. You don't know. We got to look at monetary policy. You got to look at are we going to get a trade war with tariffs? Are we going to lose our labor force, right? Not the whole thing, but a lot of people don't want to work and do these construction jobs. A lot of Americans are lazy, and people across the border, they're going to do it. So you don't want to get rid of them. I know markets are concerned about that. Take a look at Sol. Okay, yeah, I know Sol's on fire. I hate looking at Sol because I missed it. So I'm like, damn, thing is crushing. All right, let's just look at the chart of Sol. Look at Solana. That's a monster wedge pattern right there. Yeah, Solana's probably the best performer right now. Solana's a monster. I mean, it's very relative. What stocks? Okay, let me see. Let me make sure I catch up a little bit. FINE. What about it? Ether isn't near all-time. Oh yeah, Ethereum has a lot more upside. MSTR, government not buying altcoins, all into BTC. Government is not buying altcoins. Doge, you think it'll be really... Doge, listen, I'm not a big fan of Doge. I think Doge can go to 70 cents, maybe the last all-time high, but it doesn't really have a use case. Maybe it does get adopted. I don't think it's going to go crazy. It's already like a $60-70 billion market cap. So when Doge first exploded, it doesn't have the same momentum because it's way bigger than it was. You can't move markets that easily unless you think the Bitcoiners are going to go rotate into Dogecoin, and they're not going to go rotate into a coin that can be debased. You can create more Dogecoins. You can't do that with Bitcoin. Can't really do it with Ethereum. It burns itself. Chainlink has a limited supply. Dogecoin does not. So I don't really like Doge. Thoughts on Shiba? I got Shiba up here. I'm not a fan of these. I know a lot of people chase these, but I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of these Shiba coin, Dogecoin. If you're a trader, right? If you've been in the space for a while, then you probably have more information on how to navigate these altcoins. But if you're a beginner, I say hell no. No, you don't want to mess with this stuff. You just don't know. It's very competitive. So if you're a beginner, no, here's Dogecoin. Right? I mean, if you invested in it like last year when it was getting crushed, sure, but now chasing it, you don't want to chase that. And I hate to shill. I don't want to be a shill any coins, but do your research on Chainlink. Chainlink actually has I don't even think Chainlink's really moved yet. Look at these technicals. This is what I'm seeing. Yeah, it still hasn't got to all-time highs. But Chainlink actually has partnerships and is working with the biggest financial institutions. Okay. That's a whole story in itself, but I'm big on Chainlink. That's all I got to say. Winter Arc. Thoughts on Nvidia? So yeah, I'm not a fan of Shiba or Dogecoin. They probably go higher. Look, if you already were in Dogecoin and Shiba coin, just don't sell it until January. You don't want to get a tax hit, right? Don't get hit with taxes. Don't sell it. The market is barely ripping higher. It's going to get hot, but somewhere mid-cycle, right? BTC USD, somewhere through the mid-cycle is where, and I'll go to the mid-cycle. Somewhere through this mid-cycle, it's going to be, we're barely like right here, okay? If we compare to the last cycle, we're barely like right here. We haven't even blown off top yet. We haven't got crazy. So somewhere in this mid cycle when Bitcoin sells off, some of these coins don't come back. They just don't come back. So that's why I'm like, be careful with Shiba coin and Dogecoin. There's going to be new coins that people gamble with. I don't like them. It's not a good habit. Own something that has a use case that is actually solving a real world problem in the financial industry, right? Or in the real world, in the economy, has economic value. Dogecoin does not, neither does Shiba coin. So yeah, we're barely getting started. But once we heat up, once you get into January, this is my advice, and this is not financial advice. This is what I would do. If I had Shiba and Dogecoin and all these other trash meme coins, I would sell them in January so I didn't have to pay taxes till the following year, to the next year. Don't sell them early. And then I would rotate into something that like Bitcoin, Ethereum, or Chainlink. That's my advice on there. That's all I got to say with that. Okay. Heck no, Dogecoin is not going to 10 bucks. Oh my God. No, it's not going to 10 bucks. You know how big Dogecoin would be if it went to 10? Okay, so Dogecoin's market cap right now. Let's take a look at Dogecoin really quick. See if I can find Doge market cap. How do I get the market cap on here? I never looked for Doge market cap. It gives me Bitcoin. I'll just look it up. Yeah, so Doge is up a lot. I really don't like Dogecoin. See if we can find it. Or if you know what the market cap is, then no, I don't want to do that. I should be just using the AI. Okay. All right, so Dogecoin's market cap is 55 billion right now. All right. 55 billion. Let's zoom out to a month. Okay, how big is what other companies are about 55 billion? Like we got some big companies. Let me use the AI. What are the top stocks? Maybe there's something you guys know about. Maybe get okay, Lowe's. Lowe's, you guys know about Lowe's, Verizon, Suncor. Okay, Lowe's, Verizon. So it's at a 50 billion market cap. It got to what, like 70? No, the Doge got bigger than this. What is this? This is the wrong one. Let's go to Doge Binance. Binance always has the latest data. I thought Doge got to 80 cents. Oh no, it did. It did. Okay, capitulated up here. All right. So if Doge doubles from here, we're looking at almost $100 billion market cap. And that's at 80 cents. So let's just make it simple. If it goes to 10 bucks, it'll be $1 trillion. Come on. You really think that Dogecoin with zero use case is going to be the size of Google? And I know Nvidia is like 3 trillion, but it's not going to be the size of Tesla. Are you kidding me? So don't believe that trash. That's why I get pissed, because people get fooled. Dogecoin might make it back to all-time highs at 80. And the only reason it's getting there is because there's going to be a rotation, and it's all about just technically getting people excited and scamming them. It has no use case. It's going to tank right afterwards. After it peaks out, it's not going, it's going to tank. So no, it's not going to be $1 trillion. If it literally goes to 10 bucks, it'd be worth $1 trillion. It's not going there. Unless Elon, no, I'm just kidding. It's not going to go there. It's very low probability. I'll just say that. Okay. Low probability. All right. Even with all the Department of Government efficiency, that has nothing to do with Dogecoin. Just so you know, it's just a meme. Elon's a funny guy. Doge, Department of efficiency, has nothing to do with Dogecoin. Has nothing literally to do with Dogecoin. It's just gambling, right? Just like that guy bought a banana for, what is his name? The guy from Tron, he bought a banana for 50 million. A banana, bruh. Come on. Yeah, no problem, no problem. I'm just gonna tell you the truth, okay? I don't like to sugarcoat things because people are too sensitive and just you don't want to get screwed in crypto. You don't. You want to stay safe. Don't F it up. You've heard Raul Paul, don't F it up. Okay. If you have any economic questions about the macro economy, growth, inflation, blah, 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 let me know. That's usually what I look at the most, but I'll do technicals also. Dogecoin's market cap is at 10 per coin, would be at one. There you go. Thanks, Jervine. So if Dogecoin went to 10, it would be at $1.4 trillion. Okay. I'm sorry. You got to be a complete fool to believe Dogecoin is going to $10. Okay. Do not get fooled. That's how a lot of people get fooled. It's not going to $10. I think Dogecoin can go back to all-time highs, maybe rip a little higher. Maybe it goes to $1. Maybe it goes to $1, right? Which is ridiculous, but it doesn't have a good use case. Doesn't have a good use case. Ethereum, Solana, BNB. Okay. What are you guys' other questions? What are some other questions we have? I wanted to go through. What else did I have on? Celsius stock, economy, Lululemon, Elf, macro risks. I think somebody said Nvidia. Look, Nvidia is man, Nvidia is tough. It's tough. It's been consolidating for a while. I would say that I don't really like Nvidia, but it's a monster. Okay. It's a monster. I don't like it because it doesn't fit my style right now. Like it doesn't fit my style. I think crypto has more upside today. Now, hey, I missed all this. I missed this. I completely missed Nvidia. I caught Tesla. I caught last crypto cycle. I've caught a lot of stuff, but I did miss Nvidia, and I'm a little bitter about it. I'm a little bitter. I'm like, hey, F you, Nvidia, right? That's just how you feel sometimes. I know people say don't have emotions. Well, I mean, come on, you're gonna have emotions, especially if you're putting up big money. It's gonna happen. You just want to stay as emotionless as possible, and you want a dollar cost average if you're looking at the long term. But I'm not interested in Nvidia. If Nvidia ever crashes, though, you gotta own it, right? You want to own Nvidia if it ever crashes. What would be the scenario for the crash? Trade war. They ban chips from China, right? If that scenario plays out where, Trump gets in a trade war with China, we restrict chips, and then Nvidia gets messed up, AMD, you're going to see the chip sell off tremendously. Talk about chips. We can go over chips. And that's the opportunity to get Nvidia if something nasty happens, right? That's probably it. Jervine, let's talk about geopolitics regarding recent actions between Russia, Ukraine, with both countries striking in recent weeks. I've seen that. Russia launched intercontinental ballistic missiles today for the first time. I saw that. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what's going on over there. Anybody have some insight on that? I mean, I think, there's a lot of conspiracies, a lot of information out there. Ukraine, what I've heard is that Ukraine is trying to get as much before Trump comes in or before things are settled, which we really don't know. It's all kind of up for grabs. They want to get as much land as they can. It's kind of like somebody's going to come and make peace, but wherever you're at, whatever amount of land that you are covering, you get to keep that. Nobody knows. Nobody really knows. I don't have much information on that, Jervine. I'm sorry to break it to you, but I don't have a whole lot of content on the Russia. I just hope it doesn't escalate any further. Okay, bro, Chainlink and ETH are doing the same thing. Yeah, they're pretty much copying each other. XRP, don't like it. I don't like XRP. I'm not a fan. If you're in it, great. Congratulations. It popped finally, but XRP hasn't made a new high for like 2 cycles. It's kind of trash. Yeah, I'm looking at Nvidia right now. So Nvidia, your level for Nvidia is going to be basically this earnings gap. And remember, Nvidia is going to basically their earnings, their margin growth is going to be peaking in Is it Q2? I think it's Q2 of 2025. Their earnings growth their margins will peak. So I think Nvidia has a little more upside. It can possibly jump to, maybe 200. I don't know. I really don't know. I really don't know about Nvidia. Maybe it goes to 185. I don't know. But I think it's over the next 2 years, I think it's going to be consolidating and slowly moving higher. It's not going to have this explosive growth. And I was wrong twice, but I just don't think it can have the explosive growth that it did initially. And what we're starting to see, if you look at all these semiconductors, right? We'll go through them. They're all sloppy. They all look like trash. I mean, super microcomputer might actually have a lot of upside because it's kind of overblown to the downside, right? Got very overblown. That momentum's picking up. It got crushed. So SMCI might have some more upside. Because they were basically fudging the numbers. The auditor left. Oh, they're getting a new auditor. Market doesn't care. They're still part of the AI trade. So it's really not a big deal. Qualcomm, okay. Rising wedge broke down. Looks like trash. A lot of these charts look like trash on the chips. I don't know when they recover. I think they're nervous about the trade war, right? Intel doesn't look too bad. It's grinding higher. Okay. And the reason Intel looks better because the US, I'm over here in Phoenix, and they're building chips like crazy. The government has to make sure Intel is properly capitalized to build chips to be the global dominant power, XYZ, blah, blah, blah. So Intel might have some more upside. They're kind of getting backed. Their balance sheet sucks, but they're getting backed by the government. Okay. AMD has pissed me off. I've lost trades on this twice already. Thought it was going to break out. AMD is hard to trade, but AMD, I think it needs time. I think it needs some time. That momentum's almost completely reset. Okay, but I'm looking at this. Let me get rid of this stuff. I'm looking at this downtrend, and it's probably going to come back and retouch again. Who knows? But AMD's been pissing me off. It's not ready yet. It's not ready. I think chips are, for the most part, just slowing down. Look at Broadcom. Looks like trash. Okay. And this depends how you trade. If you're a day trader, this is irrelevant. You might be looking at something else. But I'm just saying, if you're looking a quarter out, 3 months out, I like to swing trade 30 to 40 days out. So I'm looking a little different. There's so many ways to look at the market. Micron looks like trash. If you're investing, some of these look really good. But if you're trading it, I don't think they're ready. They're not going to hold, right? This one has been crushing it though. Okay, what else we got on here real quick? What else you got? Hey, what are the questions you got, Jervine? I can't answer too much geopolitical stuff. I just wasn't looking into it. I'm just kidding. Pepe coin? They telling you to chill out because you're saying Pepe coin? Is that what it is? Do I have any recommendations? I like somebody said you have recommendations. Well, if you're looking long term, I always recommend investing, right? I can't tell you what to invest in, but I recommend you invest. I'm building courses. I have a beginner's course for macroeconomics, understanding how things work. Just came out with that actually. That's why I haven't been streaming, because I've been working on a bunch of courses. And here it is. It's on the website, right? There's how much it is right now. I'm going to throw in some, I'm going to make a big discounts. I'm just working on the discounts. We built this from scratch. It's literally from scratch. We own it. So I'm going to put some big discounts on there, and I'll be back and I'll give you guys like the discount thing. But that's for macro literacy. It's literally like, if you want to be literate when it comes to investing and understanding the economy and central banks, right? How central banks work, the economic cycles, all that stuff is what I've been building for the last year and a half, since last October. Some of you guys that know me have been on here. And so I took a little break. Plus, sitting in a chair hurts my damn back. I hate sitting down. Played football, got broken back syndrome. All right. Also, here's some of the stocks. Oh, CEG is starting to take off. Okay. Oh, Zoom. Okay, Zoom looks good. So here's a theory that I wanted to show with some of you guys. As long as Bitcoin goes higher, guess who owns Bitcoin? ARK Invest. So as long as Bitcoin continues to rip, okay, what goes higher? ARKK. ARK Invest goes higher. Okay, what does ARK Invest hold? This is Kathy Wood. Tesla. So Tesla rips higher, and Tesla is just going to go higher on its own because of the, if they deregulate full self-driving, Tesla's going back to all-time highs quickly. What else is being holding here? Zoom is inside of ARK Invest. So as long as Tesla, Bitcoin go up, it's starting to pull up Twilio, right? Twilio is starting to rip like crazy. And this is AI software, by the way. I was hoping it would come back down and find some support, but this thing is not slowing down. TWLO, Twilio. And just so you know, follow me on Twitter. I post a lot more opportunities on Twitter. It's just a lot quicker, faster. I'm looking at the charts, boom, post it on Twitter. So follow me on Twitter. Check out the website. Sometimes I send out emails for certain things. It's free right now. So anyways, yeah, Twilio looks good. I'm selling puts on Mara. I'm selling puts on Lululemon. But a lot of these crypto stocks are ripping. So I kind of like the crypto stuff. All right. Oh, also small caps. That's what I wanted to talk about. Oh yeah, SQ too. Small caps might be catching a bid. The S&P is not overvalued. It's going to go higher. But big tech, mega cap, like the Magnificent Seven, Apple, Amazon, Google, Facebook, Nvidia, blah, blah, blah. They're all kind of sloppy right now. Okay. When I look at the technicals, Apple looks like trash. Microsoft looks like trash. Amazon looks good. I like Meta. Google's in trouble a little bit, right? I don't think it's gonna die or fall apart. But mega cap is a little slow. A lot of that AI trade is rotating into software, not necessarily chips, but software. Okay. And my whole point to this is that small caps are going to benefit from Trump deregulation, right? Deregulating the banking sector, the biotech sector, the medical sector. So you're starting to see small caps rip higher. And Tom Lee, the GOAT, is made a call for small caps to move to like 300 by the end of the year. Now he was wrong because we're not even close to 300, right? But Tom Lee's a smart dude. I honestly think he's probably one of the best analysts by far on the street. So technically, forget what he says. Look at the technicals of IWM, small caps. Okay. They've been consolidating at 228, 230 for a minute. Boom, resistance. Can't get past it. Can't get past it. Now we've broke out, gapped up, retraced, found support, and we're moving higher. Right? Same little bullish pattern too, where candlestick pattern. Let me erase some of this stuff. Right, same pattern where you got I guess it's not exactly the same. Never mind. I thought it looked the same. Let me go back, put that back on there. Either way, we're support and we're gone. So small caps look really good versus the S&P at the moment. And if we look at momentum starting to turn up, it's been holding. I don't know how good I haven't really looked at this. Let me see. The momentum isn't amazing, but it is still trending higher. I think it has a lot more room to go. Okay. It's holding support. You're holding 228. So, all right. What else we got? XRP. Not a fan. Sorry. Not a fan of XRP. No use case. No good use case. Probably goes higher, but not a good use case. Could Shiba reach 0. I'm sorry. I don't want to give too much attention to the trash coins. I'm not a fan of Shiba, of Dogecoin. I've told you Bitcoin, Ethereum, Chainlink. I'll give Solana some credence. I like Aave, but those meme coins are dangerous. They are casinos. They are not solid investments. I know so many people who kept buying and got crushed. They believed in the dream. I'm not a fan of meme coins. I'm not going to talk too much about them. I'll give a little insight, but nah, they're trash. They're mostly trash. If they go up a lot and you have it, great. Cash out and buy a real coin. Buy something that actually contributes to the economy. All right, what else we got here? What investments would you be good from now on to the end of the year? So from here to the end of the year, that's not really an investment though, right? That's a trade. If you're talking about from now to the end of the year, that is a trade. Bitcoin's up too much. When Bitcoin rips back down to about 85K, I like it. Okay, right now up too much. If you're trading, if you're investing, it doesn't matter. You're holding for years, right? If you're position trading, which I am building content on this, you're looking 3 months out, 6 months out, 9 months out. That's a different story. That's a little more complicated, right? I like Chainlink though. I like Chainlink as the coins. I like Ethereum and Chainlink. Bitcoin's up a little too much. When it comes to stocks, I have them all up here. I like Lululemon, who's going to benefit. I want to see a bigger pullback on Lululemon, but Lululemon's going to benefit from the holiday season. Okay, Celsius literally is why I got on here, because Celsius is showing a reversal, very big reversal. It might take some time, but it should be reversing. I mean, that momentum has to turn up, the exhaustion. What else? I like Elf. I don't know about Zoom. I'm waiting on Zoom for a bigger pullback. I like Elf. Elf has been subdued. You said SQ, Jervine. SQ has great technicals. Okay, SQ's on fire. Okay, this is another play on crypto also. I think it's in Kathy Wood's basket. It's got stuck here. Last time SQ broke out, it just ripped. I remember this because I traded it after the pandemic from like 42, and then I sold it at like 84, and then it just exploded. And I was like, damn it, why didn't I hold it? Because we don't know. We can't tell the future. That's why. That's why you have to have rules and process and blah, blah, blah. So SQ, ooh, that looks good. I like SQ. But what I want to see on SQ really quick, and this stream's almost over. I got to take a break here. I got to go do some ideas. What I want to see in SQ is pull back into this previous support somewhere around, let's say, I want to see it pull back into like at least 82. That would be nice. Somewhere right here, 82 to 80, 87. I want to see it pull back and support that level, hold it. And then maybe I'll get long some SQ, sell puts underneath it, put spreads. I'm doing put spreads. I'm trading options, and no, I don't have a course on options yet, but I am working on it. Okay. Selling puts there. All right. What else we got? What else we got here? What up, Kiki? Big followers. Arc and what? Arc Invest. Palantir is going to crash. You better hope Palantir crashes. Palantir was my top pick. I mean, when I first got on TikTok, Palantir was like $7, and I was like, "Hey, Palantir is the number one." Go ahead, look up the video. Number one AI software company, not company, but AI software technology. Way down here. Okay. And of course, nobody believes. No, I'm just kidding. It's just hard to know. People chase. So Palantir is one of my big winners. I wrote about it in 2020. I'm big on Palantir. And yeah, you want it to crash. At least let's see where Palantir can come back to. Let's use some Fibonacci. Okay. Fibonacci from that recent low is going to give us a target. And I don't know if it comes down here of 37. That's probably, you probably get lucky to see it at 37. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I could see the 40s. If it gets in the 40s, you want to own Palantir. Don't trade it because you're going to lose money. You're going to be pissed when you sell it too early. Palantir in the 40s is a long-term hold. This is a pure play on artificial intelligence, real AI, not this chat bots. These dudes are doing monstrous stuff. It's hard to explain. It's too complicated. Just trust me. Actually, no, don't just trust me. Do your research. My bad. All right. What else we got? What up, astronaut? So yeah, I think that's about it. So Cold sold all his Palantir. Oh, the CEO you're saying. No, the CEO did not sell. A lot of times CEOs, they have contracts where they sell shares at a certain time. So people are like, oh, they're selling the shares. It is up too much though. I will say that it's way overblown. Look at this. I mean, the RSI is saying overheating. When this MACD comes down, it's going to sell off. So just be ready if you have some cash, but make sure you know what you're doing. Don't do nothing stupid. I think we went through everything. I'm gonna be streaming on Thursdays. I know next Thursday is Thanksgiving, so I'm not sure. We'll see how it happens. But I do have a YouTube channel. Check it out. I'll send out a TikTok on. Last one I did was on tariffs. Just educating you on tariffs. Everybody says tariffs are completely bad and they're so negative, bruh. Most people are politically biased. Tariffs are not good. They're really not. But if you do it right, they might work. We just don't know. And the whole crux of the story is, okay, tariffs are a negotiating tactic. They're not necessarily, you don't really want to have to do them. It's for negotiation leverage. If they are implemented, then next step, now you're at risk because what if they start a trade war or they fold, right? They might fold and make a deal. And that's what you want. You're trying to make a deal. If Trump can get energy down, if Trump can get energy production up significantly and make a deal with the Saudis maybe and get energy down, maybe, gas price or not gas price, oil prices down to like the 40s, then you're not going to see inflation because energy is going to be tanked. Energy is going to tank. Now, this could take time. It could be volatile. So what I like to do is look at long-term interest rates, okay? If there are any risks to the market, which you want to look at here, the hell is this? Okay, what you want to look at here, if there's any risk to the market, watch the VIX. Okay, volatility index. This is the fear index. The main point is 20. Just look at the VIX. If it gets above 20, something's up. And this is just for kind of like looking to the long term. We don't know. It's a lot of uncertainty right now. But as long as we're beneath 20, we're good. And as long as we're beneath 15, which we can't get below 15, we're in a secular easy bull market, but we're not in the easy bull market right now. There's a lot of volatility because there's uncertainty about tariffs. And then there's the labor supply. That's the one policy that I'm a little confused, or I don't know what Trump's going to do. you cannot send everybody back over the border because that's a lot of labor force. You just can't do it. I don't think he's going to do it. I think he just likes to talk, say a bunch of crap, right? Now get rid of the criminals. We don't want the criminals here, but you can't get rid of everybody. Big labor force, right? You need to make more babies, XYZ. All right, what else we got? Oh, interest rates. Okay, keep your eye on these damn interest rates. This is what I'm looking for. If these interest rates rip higher, this is US 10-year bond yields. Now, you always hear of interest rates, interest rate. This is what controls the mortgage market or sets the mortgage market, right? For mortgages, as long as this moves higher, it kind of subdues or it locks and it freezes the housing market because rates are too high. Okay. So we want this to come down. But right now, the bond market, this is a free market. Nobody sets it. The bond market is saying we're uncertain about the inflationary policies of Trump, which is growth, but it's inflationary growth, right? If you're going to cut taxes, if he gets energy down, it won't be too inflationary. But if you're cutting taxes, if you're doing a lot of deregulation, the economy is going to heat up. It's going to be great. Stocks go crazy, but then you want to watch out for that inflation rate, right? And that takes us over to, here you go, you guys that are nerds. I'm going to take you to some macro. All right. This is what we're looking out for. This is the, oh no, I don't want to see that yet. This is what we're kind of looking at here. GDP is in the green. Okay. Now, see if I could do this. Is the first time I'm doing this on Twitter. Some people are going to get bored. They just want to see stocks go up. But this is the inflation rate. So let's do, some of you guys that want to learn a little bit, right? Does inflation look like it's going higher? Does that look like inflation's going higher? It's not. Like, people are delusional. It's not going higher. It peaked and it came down. If this was a stock, you'd say it's a downtrend, but all of a sudden inflation's going higher. But if one guy's in office, it's going lower. But if it's going high, we don't know. It's not going higher. Okay. Inflation is normalized. It's not going higher. So this is disinflation, right? The prices are still moving up. So it's not deflation, it's disinflation, meaning the rate at which inflation is going up is coming down. I know that sounds hard to understand, but inflation, prices are rising at a slower pace. That's all that means. Prices are rising at a slower pace. Okay. So number 2, GDP growth. Okay. Come on, pop up. Come on. Don't freeze on me now. Let's go. GDP growth. Where are you at? Oh, there it is. Okay. So GDP growth, and the market's always looking at growth and inflation. This is what sets up the different, and I'm doing a whole course on this for people to understand. It is a lifelong understanding, so you don't have to listen to bull crap. Okay, so you can read this for yourself. The market looks at 2 things: growth, inflation, well, 3 things, and financial conditions, liquidity. Okay, right now growth is stuck. We were growing, okay, and we're still growing, but our pace of growth is kind of stuck right now, and we're going to get GDP, I think, next week. So we'll see what we get. But GDP is falling, not fast. It's just cooling off. It's cooling off, right? 0 is like way down here. So we're not negative. GDP is cooling. Inflation's coming down. So this is really called deflation, right? And it's not real deflation because GDP is not tanking. The other indicators are not falling apart. But growth is kind of slowing and inflation's coming down. It's not a bad scenario. You get more liquidity, whatever. Now, the next thing you want to look at is where it really is growth. So you turn on, see if we can see it. This is our retail sales. 60 or 70% of the economy is consumer spending, right? People are falling off, they're bored. That's fine. 70% of the economy is consumer spending. This is retail sales. And do they look like they're going up? No, they're not really going up. Inflation's coming down. Retail sales are stuck. They're not really moving up. So tax cuts will reaccelerate this. We'll see what happens. And everyone's like, oh, inflation's going higher. Not really. It's still kind of subdued. We're not worried about inflation right now. Okay. It might get sticky and stick around these levels, but it's not flying up. So don't believe the crap that you hear from I don't know who. Okay. Retail sales are stuck. Now we look at the ISMs. Okay. This is the service economy. The service economy is strong. That's why GDP is still moving up, because people are still spending on travel, leisure activities. Look at Hilton's. You can go to stocks and see this. Check this out. I'm going to show you guys an easier way, right? If you go to these stocks, you can literally see how strong the service economy is. And in context, okay, this is let me see if I can make this clear. If we want to get some transparency, the manufacturing economy is actually weakening. It's rolling over. It's weak. So if Trump does those tariffs, which he is, he's trying to boost manufacturing to get the whole economy back up. Now, we just talked about all the risk to doing tariffs, but if we do get a boost in manufacturing and inflation stays where it's at, services are already up, this is going to be a very strong economy because manufacturing sucks. Okay, you need lower rates, which I don't think we're going to get anytime soon, but our manufacturing is stuck. Okay, but our services are strong. Now let's look at service stocks. Let's look at consumer discretionary stocks, which I think are going to go up a lot. Consumer discretionary, where are we at? Consumer discretionary stocks. So these stocks are on fire. Okay, and you guys know about these if you're in the US. Wingstop, well, it's came down a lot, but a lot of people were buying Wingstop. Wingstop is at the bottom of a range. Okay, I haven't done enough, analysis on Wingstop. It was a buy down here. Now it's kind of up, and I'm like, I don't know. We'll see. Where's the momentum? I don't know. I mean, I don't buy Wingstop. I'm not buying that trash, but I guess people love it. Okay, that's one. But what I really wanted to look at was the hotels. Okay, the hotels. Marriott Hotel on fire. Okay, this thing has been on fire, and and the market is way smarter than any one analyst or economist. Okay. The market is saying no, consumers will keep spending. It's up 27% since September of was this last year? Yeah, September of last year. Oh no, this is 2024. I'm tripping. Let's go to the weekly chart so we can see more data. There we go. Okay. It's way stronger than I thought. So Hilton stock up a lot. Okay, I'm not going to measure it. I'm just going to use it. I'm just going to use the trend. Okay. Hilton stock strong. Okay. Or no, Marriott, my bad. This is Hilton, strong. This is Intercontinental. You probably don't know who they are unless you're broke. Wyndham, which is fine. Okay, I stayed in those. I always get the cheap hotels, unless crypto goes up. No, I'm just kidding. Wyndham Hotels up. So the hotel, they're showing that people are spending, right? What about the cruises? People are cruising like crazy. Probably a lot of you guys know people who are going on cruises. Look at these damn stocks shooting straight up because people are spending. Carnival Cruise made another high today, going straight up. Norwegian going straight up, right? Want to get away, whatever. Not travel stocks, but this is Tapestry. This is luxury brands. Not at all-time highs yet, but it is moving up. Okay, and I think that might be a good buy. I'm not sure. I haven't done enough research, but Tapestry moving up. Burlington, I mean, it's recovered since October last year, right? It's not super strong. It looks weird. I don't really like the chart. It's recovering. How about Abercrombie and Fitch? Dude, are you kidding me? Abercrombie, since October lows, this thing is up 800%. At one point, it was up 1,000%. So consumers are spending, right? Not in every store, though. Be careful. TJX on fire. TJX, everybody goes to TJX brands, right? The thing's on fire. Okay, TJX straight up. So my whole point is, okay, going back to the economy, and then you got Expedia, you got DoorDash. I mean, I got all kinds of stocks. I got a whole watch list, which every sector, all this stuff is going to be inside of the course for free so that you have it. So you can see, I mean, some people don't really care. It's kind of nerdy, but just so you know, everything I know, I am giving inside the courses. Right. So back to it. The service economy is strong. So we're fine. Right. Everything's going good, blah, 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 whatever. Now let's get to, so we know inflation's coming down, growth is turning up. How about employment? Well, that's easy. Okay. Jobs are actually deteriorating, which is why the first Friday in employment comes out the first Friday of every month. So this is going to be December. The first Friday in December is going to give us our jobs number. The market probably corrects look, jobs are deteriorating. Okay. Sounded so stupid. Jobs are falling apart. Okay. But it doesn't mean there's a huge recession coming. It just means that the Fed is going to keep cutting rates. I don't know at what pace. And they're going to keep pumping liquidity if anything wrong happens. So jobs are deteriorating, but we're in a different environment. Unemployment is still low. So it's really tricky to tell what the hell's going on here. But I'll tell you what, jobs suck because of the manufacturing part of the economy sucks. Okay. I mean, there's a bunch of reasons. I'm not going to go into it. All we know is jobs are falling apart. We need a boost here. Okay. But if we look at service jobs, this is the service economy, they're turning up. So the service jobs are strong. How about the manufacturing jobs? Oh, they're kind of slumped. They're kind of slumped, right? This is just a little macro course. So the economy is kind of weird. It's not strong. I mean, it's good enough for stocks to go higher. It's not ridiculous, but we still, the Fed wants inflation to come down. So they're not going to pump the economy yet. Now here's liquidity, right? Growth, inflation, and liquidity are financial conditions. And on financial conditions, this is getting a little more nerdy. We're looking at interest rates. Okay. The Fed is cutting rates in white. The Fed's cutting rates. They're making it easier to borrow, to lend for banks. Banks are exploding. Financials are leading the market. But the bond market, which is the rates of the market, this is really confusing. Just know this. These are long-term interest rates. That's why mortgages are stuck. Those are going higher because the market isn't controlled by the Fed. Well, I mean, not all the way. And they're rising to tighten financial conditions in case tariffs cause inflation, growth's too strong, XYZ. So financial conditions are neutral. How about liquidity? This is the big one. This is what's going to make crypto. I mean, this is why crypto is going higher. Let's go to global liquidity. This is all central banks. Okay, damn it. This damn chart reset on me the wrong way. So if we look at global liquidity, it really hasn't even turned up. This is global liquidity. But when the central banks start to print, it goes up and markets go crazy. So we're just waiting. We're just waiting for liquidity to turn up, for it to be, complete skyrocket. So looking at Bitcoin now, I'm like, damn, liquidity is already going up. Let's look at the Fed's liquidity. I left this one out and I'm running out of my voice. Let's go to the money supply, right? This kind of turns up the global money supply. So if you look at damn it, why does it keep doing that? All right, I'll just click on here. Global money supply moving up. And this also pushes up financial markets, which is a more, complicated concept. But the point here is that these indicators kind of give us how do I say it? A base on what the market can do. If interest rates are falling, the market can go much higher as long as earnings are solid, and they're solid. Okay. If inflation turns up, the market's going to have issues. If inflation stays where it's at, the market is strong. If growth stays where it's at, the market is strong. If growth falls off, the market is weak. So there's all these macro factors, and we got to put them in consideration. And if you learn them, you won't be so confused. But a lot of people don't like to learn. They just want to be told what to do. So I get it. Anyways, I think we're done here. I'm out. I got to work on some stuff. Any questions? What is Kava holding so well? Kava, I'm not big on Kava, but Kava is, I think they're crushing it as far as what I remember. Yeah, they're crushing it. Kava's doing good. We just launched Chive and the team is serious about building the project. Okay. All right. I don't see no questions. All right. Anyways, you guys stay blessed. Okay. Crypto's going higher. Watch Bitcoin's probably going to pull back. Maybe over the weekend. I'm long Chainlink. Right now, the market is, the anxiety from the S&P is gone. So I'm expecting the S&P to make a new high within the next couple weeks, maybe next week, right? Maybe next week. We'll see what the S&P does. Like and subscribe if you appreciate it. Thank you guys for joining. Check out the website, YouTube, if you want to re-see the video, whatever it is. You guys stay blessed, eat healthy, okay? Learn something new every day, but stay blessed, okay? Have a good afternoon. Oh, lift weights. Make sure you guys lift weights on there. And I'll catch you guys next time. Appreciate you guys.